Hi everybody, I'm Raven the Swift and welcome to Raven Reviews. If you just now seeing this as your first video, I'm Raven the Swift obviously. I have a Discord server in which people submit video for review, or sometimes I just take it from YouTube and I do a review of boffer fighting or boffer LARP or sport LARPing in the United States. I've been LARPing for about 20 years. I've won a bunch of tournaments against some really high level competition over the years, and yeah, I just do these for fun. So, anyways, this is our segment. We have here a very good fight, one that people have been looking forward to me reviewing. This is Little Spicy in red versus Warlord Nip here with the blue shield. This is an event called Symposium in Winter's Edge, which is this was done in Alabama. These are two really high-level fighters. Each time I do a review, I basically try to take a lesson from it to help spread education and stuff like that in the foam fighting community, and provide some fun content to watch if you're kind of into like an obscure LARPing sport. So yeah, let's just get into it. I don't really have much to talk about. Anyways, so in the segment, I don't really talk about if an attack hit or didn't hit somebody. I just talk about what the fighters are doing. Basically, we're going to watch this. We're going to commentate on a little bit, and then I'm going to go back through it and really talk about some of the lessons that we can take from this. All right, let's get into it. Little Spicy here. He's got a dome shield. It covers his shoulder, and it's quite large for his body shape. Nip here has a center punch shield, which is highly mobile but slightly smaller than what he might want to use. But it fits their individual fighting styles quite a bit. Oh, that spin shot's beautiful. So we're going to go back. Something I like about the spin shot and the reason it works. The most times when people throw a spin shot, it's from a reaction. It's getting your opponent to throw a cross across their board side, across their shield, and then they spin out of it to move away from their opponent's sword, so they can hit their opponent in the side. Something that Little Spicy does here is he initiates the spin from his feet are neutral at the moment, right? And then Nip throws his board side shoulder attack, and when Spicy steps through here with his shield side foot, he gives a little bit of a feint, telling his opponent, hey, maybe I might come to your shield side hip or shoulder, which causes Nip to throw a high cross here, and because Nip is high crossing, it allows Little Spicy to throw the spin shot. It's a beautiful spin shot, by the way. See that little bit of a fake when he moved his foot over? It's really cool. Spicy there doing the weeb technique. Boys got into a high cross battle. The high cross is just when you throw a high crossing attack across your opponent's body. Often those are kind of head-to-head moves. It just happened to be that Spicy won that. It looked like because he's slightly shorter, he was actually to get into the inside of his opponent's guard while also blocking his opponent's sword out. Spice doing a little bit of it talking right there. Let's see how Nip's dealing with his closing game. Spicy with another beautiful spin there. That's a pretty unique spin. I've never seen that before. It's actually really beautiful. All right. Now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty and go back and watch the video and talk about some competitive things in this segment. Oh, dang it. Some competitive things in this segment. I can't pause it. Crap. Sorry. So, one of the things that happened was that... let's see if I can do this. No, it can't go back. So one of the things that actually happened was that anytime you're fighting someone, there needs to be an accurate assessment of who your opponent is, okay? And one of the things that you initially look for is actually where your opponent is from. So if, say, my opponent is from, for instance, the CK, then I know that, well, Little Spicy's from the CK. I know that I can read what kind of styles and stuff that they use down there. I'm going to change this video real quick. Okay. And one of the styles that happens in the CK is they do a lot of closing. They specialize in dome shields, for one. Two, they specialize in closing range, throwing high crosses, and throwing spins. The CK has a very, very deep skill pool of both those things. They're all really good at using shields for the most part, especially dome shields. They're good at spinning. They're good at throwing high crosses. So if I'm Nip in this case, I need to make I need to be aware that my opponent is that type of person or has those types of skills. Especially with this first engagement where Spicy realizes that Nip may not congest that space, the space between them that much. Spicy feels really confident being able to walk up into Nip. And what Nip should be doing, really, instead of throwing this very dedicated board shot, because those guys in the CK are really good at fighting at that range, Nip should actually try to keep both his feet on the ground, and he should be trying to move laterally in a circle away from Little Spicy, if that is his objective. It's always important, if you're Nip in this case, is that you always try to put yourself in the best battlefields possible in the areas that you're strong in. So again, we're going to go back real quick. Spicy moves in a straight line towards Nip. Nip initially keeps his sword foot forward stance, but he shifts. And when he shifts, that's when Little Spicy decides to attack. If you're Nip in this case, he should be moving in a circle, just like I said before. The reason you move in a circle is because whatever direction I'm moving, it gives me an angle of attack and an angle of defense. If I move straight back, the only thing that I deny is forward range. But if your opponent is charging you, they don't care. The thing is chase you down and chase you down and chase you down. And as long as your stance is correct, you may not be exposing yourself that much. That's probably the adjustment that should have been made here, was moving in a circular fashion rather than straight back. This is a beautiful setup, by the way, for this double leg. And I like it because Little Spicy, when he gets into range, we're going to pause it right there. So he basically forgoes these upper quadrant areas where Nip has thrown many dedicated attacks to. And Nip has thrown so many attacks into these top quadrant areas, that Little Spicy can't adequately defend them, and he can't attack through them without being hit, right? If your opponent's subduing you with these attacks from the top, you can't really attack through them, especially with the way his stance is. He's kind of abandoned this position. And instead what he does is just go all in the lower quadrants, which is phenomenal. Because one of the reasons this works is Nip is committed so much to these upper quadrants that he's going to have to overcompensate when he returns to his stance. And that gives Spicy the time that he needs to throw this spin shot and this double leg. In Ohio, we call this the double Sunday. And this double leg is actually pretty awesome considering no one in the CK really is good at attacking the legs. And Spicy attacks the legs to a very high level in this case. And it's really phenomenal, actually. So Spicy's going to come in, throw this first leg attack, and because Nip has to reset and overcompensate, he's able to do a spin and attack the other leg. Let's go and watch it. We'll watch the whole fight again. Everything in context. Double leg. Beautiful attack. Good closeout by those guys. Now, I will have to say, that was in board. Nip, this was in the finals of Sword and Shield. This is great. Nip actually told me when they went to the open bracket, he actually 3-0'd Little Spicy as a return. So those guys squared it up, and it was actually a really good fight. The closing point here is when you're fighting someone that may not fight in your area and you don't have a lot of context on them, you just need to know, you kind of work your way back from, if I don't know this person on an individual level, how can I gain information on them based on where they fight? I define them from the CK again. I know that these guys are really good at closing, they're really good at using strap shields, they're good at doing spins, and they're good at throwing high crosses. That should tell me as a fighter I should probably be prepared for this person charging me and attempting to fight these high quadrants with me. And my result is that I should probably be circling out and doing these other things. This is kind of where it comes into being well-rounded in certain techniques that you can adapt and make the important changes that need to happen. You don't need to throw your whole game out of the... You don't need to throw your whole game away. You can still use your techniques and things you're really good at. It's just that you need to be able to adapt your footwork your positioning and stuff like that, so that you can continue to control the fight and you're not losing control of the fight, if that makes sense. Because that's ultimately where your success comes from, is being able to control the fight. If you're not controlling it, you're just kind of hoping to win, basically. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna do more reviews of this tournament. This is a very high level tournament at Symposium. There was at least 2 warlords. I think there's 3 warlords there, and then some like really good up and coming fighters that really fought phenomenally. Anyway, guys, if you liked my review, you can submit your own review to my Discord channel, Swift Fitness, Combat and Fitness. Oh my gosh. And if you really, really, really want your film review, you can always PM me as a service. I do reviews for people. Or if you're interested in coaching and training, I also do that as fitness and fighting coaching and training. Also, this video, just like my other ones, is sponsored by Optimum Arms. Optimum Arms makes the best products in foam fighting. If you're looking to get better at fighting and looking to really get into tournament fighting, especially tournament fighting, one of the things that you can do immediately is actually just to get better equipment. That way, the better your equipment is, the more you're able to express your skill sets and develop your skill set as you seek to get better in that avenue. Anyway, guys, I'll check you later. Have a good night.